chief meteorologist. How you guys? How y'all doing today? Just some afternoon chit chat. Nothing special. Nothing special. I just came on here to gossip with my people. Welcome to Burgundy Blue Commentary, where we talk about what we want to talk about when we're ready to talk about it. Good afternoon. Happy Wednesday. Oh, you guys. The weather is kind of icky up here today. It's a little rainy, but it's not too cold, so we'll take it. So spring is upon us. I had to get out here today and get out early and get up, get out and get something, right? So I had to do that early. And then I said, let me come in right quick for a live. And here I am. If you can support the channel, we have a $19.99 live stream goal. You don't have to do that, but every drop goes to the channel. We're demonetized right now, but no biggie. We still have fun with it. So, wanted to talk about a couple of things. I actually had notes this time because, okay, so full transparency, you guys, last night, why am I echoing? I guess because this room is kind of empty. Last night, y'all, after I watched LNC, which really was a good show, he was talking about Dr. Phil, and I didn't know about, shout out to Swoop. I love Swoop. But I did not know Dr. Phil was that messy. Now, I remember what he did to the girl from Everest College, and that's when I stopped messing with him. The lady that was like, get off the couch, do this, do this. She was on Dr. Phil at one point. And then Shelley Duvall, I think that's her name, Shelley Duvall. What he did to her, I was over it too. But Shay did a deep dive yesterday, and it was really, really, really good. So if you're a fan of daytime talk shows like I am, check that out. It was really good last night. Then he talked about Unc, and he had a whole totally different opinion than I did on Unc, and it was kind of interesting. I like that. Hey, Choose. Hey, my sis. Hey, Tracy. What's up, princess? So, hope your birthday was amazing. So, and shout out to my sister Choose. She know why. That's my sis right there. So Choose, I got some I got some Dalton gossip too. The Christmas tree is still not down, Choose. You said you was gonna come put this Christmas tree take it down. How do we need to do like a GoFundMe to get Choose to Dalton to take down the Christmas tree and drop it off at Public Works. That's it. Okay. So it was really good last night. So you guys, I sometimes you need a palate cleanser from like social media, something like that just makes you feel good. Um, Thank you. Scott got the word. There you go. Yes, goody mob. Thank you. So I got up and got some today, Scott. I was like, yes, let me get. I was moving and grooving. I had my doctor's appointment because you guys know I have a surgery coming up. But what was so y'all gonna have to give it up for super. I bypassed the thick stage. Berg has bypassed Berg has bypassed the thick Berg, if you will. If somebody would have liked to call me Kirby or whatever, I have bypassed the which means the winter always gets to me, and then because I'm having surgery, they put me on another medication, and it really increased my appetite. Like I'm hungry a lot more. But you guys, I need someone to give me a recipe for a good lentil soup. I want like a hearty soup, but I don't want meat in it. And I got like the canned soup. It just doesn't taste good. And I had homemade lentil soup before, so or vegetable soup. If y'all know a recipe, let me know. So I got on that scale today, and usually, they go to the manual scale where you got the 50 and they slide it on down to the 100, then they slide it on down to the 150. I'd be cool with that. But my girl had to slide it. I was like, hold on, let me put hold on, let me take my socks off. I was like, hold on. Can I take my socks off right quick? Because something something is wrong. Something is wrong. Cause y'all don't never have to slide it all the way down. It was that scale was tipping on a tightrope. I said, oh no. Nah. And then you know how you go in there, just tell your doctor the truth. Like the doctor was like, have you been exercising? And I was like, moderately. Like, what do you consider moderately, Berg? I walked from the car to the front of the grocery store and got me some chips. That was my exercise. I have to get better. So I was like, oh my goodness. It's nothing like that scale at home is one thing. We got one of those digital scales, but nah, that manual at the doctor's office. I was like, oh no, no, we can't have this. We can't have this. You worked on your Outcast. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was Goody Mob. Hey, Wyoming. Choose what? Oh, when they switched the scale from imperial to metric, so the numbers are smaller. It's a yeah. It was a real problem. I was like, now wait a minute. Now hold on. Let me take my earrings off. These are hoops, by the way. Let me take these earrings out. So I want a really good soup that'll last me a couple of days because my problem is carbs. I love pasta. I love potatoes. I'm not really a big sweet person, but carbs and yeah, once in a while that grape juice do get me and orange juice. I gotta cut it out, y'all. So when you see Tucci and Berg, don't say anything. She out here. And it don't matter what size I am, I'm still gonna be rolling. So y'all, so yesterday I was talking about the just like a palate cleanser, right? So I was like, let me turn on something. And I put on the Facts of Life, right? And after Facts of Life, it was like, you know how YouTube suggests something? It suggested Highway to Heaven. Now, I've never watched, I remember my mom watching Highway to Heaven, but let me know, put a one in the chat if you remember that show. But as an adult, I never watched Highway to Heaven. Y'all, I had a Highway to Heaven marathon like early this morning while I was working. Like, it just felt so good to hear like this, like, I don't know what to call it. Like, it's a kind of, oh, thank you, Scott. Broccoli and cheese soup. That might be a little too much. A little too much. I love that. Is that too much cheese? But yeah, Michael Landon was snapping over there. Highway to Heaven is a really good show if you just want some background noise and listening to it. I don't know why. I knew he was an angel, right? But I forgot he had a sidekick. And I was watching Highway to Heaven and it just made me feel so good. And then I woke up this morning and it was still playing. You know, YouTube, they just went through a whole, you could watch the full episodes. And it's even a live chat that's playing Highway to Heaven. And it had like 400 people in there last night watching it, like a marathon. So, yeah, if you want to see something, go ahead and look up Highway to Heaven and let me know what you think because I didn't know about all these stories, but the basis of it was it costs nothing to be kind. It costs nothing to be kind. And I forgot that was the premise of the show, but that's what bring me here to what's going on in the Southland. Tom and Jerry. Oh, now that's fun. That's fun. Until I get to the lady that's be sweeping floors, like, oh my goodness, we gotta we gotta talk about. Remember Remember the black lady legs that was sweeping Tom and Jerry's? No, they had something. And was that the one where he had DV on the flower? The weed was DV in the flower, like choking the flower out up every time she wanted to grow. You know, Tom and Jerry got his issues. So that's what brings me to the Southland. So I have actually good news about the race today. So I was out and about, and I had a couple of stops to make, and it was in the Southland, and you know, the girls are out there. I'm telling you, it's early voting. I'm the type of person, you guys, no matter what people tell you, I think your vote should be private and it's your vote. I grew up in a household where I don't even think my parents knew who each other was voting for. Like they wouldn't cast their ballots, and everybody had the freedom to have their own vote in my household growing up. It wasn't like you broadcast it everywhere, you know. So that's your vote. Don't let the stuff that's, if you're just starting to vote now, don't let people tell you you have to tell them who you're voting for, who you support, because that's not true. So anyway, the people, okay, so here's the tea, y'all. The people are out here. So in one corner, we got Kiana Belcher, who's running for 5th District Commissioner, right? And she got like a super mega bus, right? It's like black and washed up and shiny. And it got all her, it's almost like the Clean House bus, but a little fancier, it looked like. I don't know if it's the same bus, but it is pretty new. And it got her stuff in it, and she's going up and down the street. Now, a lot of people ask my opinion about the 5th District Commissioner seat. I really don't have one because this is how I feel. If you vote for McCaskill, she's already in the seat. So have you seen anything she's done since she's been in the seat? That's one. If you vote for Belcher, you could look up how things were handled here at the village. And I mean, not just the stuff you saw on the news, what you really research and see for yourself. Like, use your own brain and look at some things that say, hey, maybe did she go back on this? Did she say this or whatever? And then you make your decision from there. So I really don't have an opinion either way for you guys. Like, I really don't, like I said, I think this is your vote. But I was like, did the McCaskill lady do anything since she was in there? She wasn't in there very long, but what will make you want to give her another 4 years? And then what would make you want to give Kiana another 4 years when she's only 1 year into her second term in Dalton? Like, it's a lot of stuff to be cleaned up here before you go and jump to the commissioner seat, right? So you got to kind of use your own scales when it comes to that stuff. That's my opinion. If you had to draw straws, because we only have 2 people. So avoid food for less for sure at all costs. Tracy, remember, avoid food for less at all costs. Also, Dunkin' Donuts, also the laundromat. You will get attacked. You will get attacked. I heard Jewel and Pete's, but I haven't been that way. So, but anyway, now the McCaskills, they out there in drones, as Tiffany would say. They in drones. They out there left, right, left. They over here on 130th. They on Sibley. I saw them in they are in Harvey, of course. They out here. They in these streets. Like, they must have a big family. Like, it almost looks like, and I'm not saying this is the this is the case, but it's so funny to see it this way. It almost looked like Kiana and them are driving in, and like I said, this is just how it looks from the outside. It looked like they're driving in like the luxury limousine and not really getting out, like. And the McCaskills are like, hey, they got an Oldsmobile 88, they got a Cutlass, and they stamp her picture on there, her flyer, and just go and pull up to the people's houses. They just pulling up, they pull it up in a Chevy Beretta, whatever it takes. So it looks very, very different when you look at it. But it was this nice young lady I ran into. Her last name is, hold on, I took notes. Her last name is Moore. And we had to go to the trust. She was talking so fast. I don't know what she was running for, but she was trying to catch everybody. But she was in her minivan. Let me see if I can find it on the Lancet Journal. She was in like her truck, and it looked very wholesome. Like it was her and someone else. They were going out personally, handing out their flyers, knocking, stopping people, and being really kind. They weren't like jumping in front of you, like, "Hey, let me give you this." She was like, "Hey, man, I please pass you some literature. And I'm running for such and such." I want to say her name was Sonia Moore. And yeah, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. So um Aegon Tartare. Yeah. It was it was like they were like their pinky on Friday. Like watch them corners before I spill my yak. It looked really, really fancy. It just looked really fancy. So the people are out here. I almost went to the Calumet City Library, but you don't want to go there. You don't. I mean, you do want to go there. Go there to vote, but get there early because I prefer South Suburban. South Suburban was much easier to get in and out. Um, what else is going on? So yeah, good luck to all of them. Good luck to all the candidates that's trying to run and get what they want to get in, child. I don't know what's happening. Okay, so now to our girl Nancy Benet Ramsey. Oh man. Nancy. So y'all, Nancy Benet Ramsey Guthrie, as they call her on TikTok now. Do y'all know they so the other day Savannah and her sister came outside and her brother-in-law, and they laid flowers and cards down for Nancy Guthrie in front of her house. It was really sad. You got to feel for them. That's just horrible to find out. Like, it's just something about this story. Like, I just keep saying it. I know everybody feels that way, but it's just something. So right after that, it was almost like hold on one second, guys. Hold on. Yeah, I got good news. Lunch coming. So Nancy. Oh, Tracy. Nobody's no. Wait a minute. I gotta back to Dalton. The red wedding. Oh my goodness. This is just nobody's speaking on it. You know what? When I go in there, I'll let you guys know how it's lined up. How it's lined up with the if it's still there. They're not speaking on it. Let me tell you, Lansing, Illinois is one of the best towns there is, right? And do you know why that is? Even though they had a great Mayor Patty, and I think their mayor now today is pretty good too. They rotate every 2 terms. So like even if the mayor is phenomenal, they only get 2 terms. Like it's no reason that we should have this many terms and you're kind of stuck with that. But the thing about it, Tracy, nobody here wants to fight for anything too much. the morale is not really up with the people unless you're involved in politics. If you're not involved in politics, it's the retaliation you face for even asking a question. I it was this guy at the board meeting the other day, and like this is what it's like, no shade, but he asked about, let me see if my computer freezing up if I can. He asked about, let me see. Let's see if we can pull this up before we get to Nancy. And I didn't get it. I didn't get it. I like that they gave Miss Creighton her flowers for sure. Let me see. I didn't get this, and I just want to know if you guys caught it. Okay, let's share this together, and you guys let me know, because I try not to be like too opinionated to sway you any kind of way, but this is what I'm picking up now. Put on my glasses. Cersei, stop it. Okay, let's go. You are too funny. Okay, so this is what I did. I did now. Y'all just let me know. Be like, Berg, no, no. But let's listen, because that's why I prefer to maybe just to FOIA information now, because I feel like they have a choice to answer you at the podium, or they have a choice not to answer you at the podium, or they have the choice to kind of laugh you off a little bit, like, I don't know, like to make you feel comfortable, so everything is kind of, like chuckly a little bit. So let's go here.
Testing 1, 2. There we go. Randy Fowkes, resident for almost 40 years here. Yeah, two things on my mind. One, of course, with the lawsuit now on our budget. I appreciate the budget numbers that we're open about at every meeting. I'm wondering, though, if we should really have like two types of numbers to hear. One is the actual budget, which we're under about $8 million, I understand. But I'm really curious at all the different lawsuits with this, of course, 30 million. I heard about another 5 million. I don't know about the rest, whether they've been settled or not. Well, I know a lot of them have been settled, but probably not paid. So if they're not paid, we really need to know how much that money is going to be coming out too. So really what we owe as a total, much bigger picture. That worries me a little bit. The other thing is the water fountain. I hear that's being redone.
Okay, so sorry guys, I liked his question because I didn't think about that. Yes, the lawsuits are being settled, but much like we had during the Tiffany era, will the checks just be sitting on desk or not deposited, and then we're back in the circle again? Like he said, they're being settled, but have they been paid out? Can we get two different numbers? I didn't even think about that. I thought that was really, really fair. Y'all let me know what you think.
I'm going to be opening this next month?
The intention is to have it open by spring.
By the spring?
Yes, sir.
Great. Now, has that been in the budget for the money that costs? And is there a budgeted amount to keep it going?
So what he's asking, and I want you to listen to the answer, because the answer kind of confused me. Like I said, I'm not trying to be harsh, but it did kind of confuse me, because it did seem like, so he's asking, we're going to have that big, beautiful water fountain back open. And that was created by Mayor Bill Shaw back in the day, and it's been down for years. So now to get it repaired and all of that, how's that going to go? And is it a budget for it? So let's see.
so it doesn't get run down again?
Yes, we do have a capital grant that we're looking at towards getting it funded. Currently, they're targeting about $30,000 for the repair, which was nominal, but the motors need to be looked at to make sure that they'll remain functional for an extended period of time.
All right.
So it was so funny. So I was talking with my neighbor, and she was like, "Is it the motor? Is he talking about the?" I was like, "Oh, he's talking about the motors in the water fountain to see how the motors will work." And then she was like, "Nah, Berg, I think he's talking about the motors of the grant." And it was like, wait, I was like, that would be terrible if it's the motors of the grant and I'm talking about the motors that's in the fountain. But she was like, maybe this was just like wordplay. I was like, no, and I feel it's bad that people think that it could be wordplay. You know what I mean? So it needs to be a little more transparent. So what Mr. Phelps is saying right here is, yeah, you could settle all you want, but we're going to need to have what's paid out and what's not paid out. We're going to need two different numbers. And also, are we getting the grant or no? I'm going to put it in hood terms one more time. So they're looking at, so are they looking at a grant? Is the grant approved? How long, when do we get the money for the grant? Like, what's happening?
We really need to know how much that money is going to be coming out too. So really what we owe as a total, much bigger picture. That worries me a little bit. The other thing is the water fountain. I hear that's being redone and going to be opening this next month.
The intention is to have it open by spring.
By the spring.
Yes,
great. Now, has that been in the budget for the money?
So when is spring? So if it's going to be open by spring, if it's intentional, the intention, sorry, is to be open by spring, should the grant be approved already, or can we go backwards after we get everything fixed, then use the grant money? Do you guys know anything about that? You know what? Choose Jaquan. Yeah. The road to hell is paved with intentions. Yeah, I'm like, there was no financial report, but we got a new financial person. I thought we had a new financial team, but okay, let's go.
That costs, and is there a budgeted amount to keep it going so it doesn't get run down again?
Yes, we do have a capital grant that we're looking at towards getting it funded. Currently, there.
Okay, because I don't understand that, and it doesn't mean other people do not understand that. But a capital grant, we're looking towards getting it funded. Do I have any grant people that know what that means? So does a grant sit there and then you try to fund the grant? Like what, I always like stuff to be broken down all the way to the lowest common denominator here on Burgundy Blue Commentary, just so we all have an understanding. Just asking.
They're targeting about $30,000 for the repair, which was nominal, but the motors need to be looked at to make sure that they'll remain functional for an extended period of time.
All right. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
So, no, Tracy, you didn't miss that. That was at the end when they announced the village manager. Okay, that's the clergy. That's the lady with the 2-hour window of mental health. I miss Mary. What did Mary talk about, y'all? What did she talk about? I missed that. I must have been.
Mary Avon, resident of Dalton, first of all, trustee at Thornton Township. We are also having a Women's Month, celebrating women. But we're celebrating women of the township, which will be on the 27th. There is more to come, but so you know, we have sent out an invite to every mayor in the 17 municipalities within the township. We're hoping that the mayors and the trustees will sit down and choose a person, a woman, but we're looking for that unsung hero, the person that does things, that answers the call when you need them, the people don't really know about. Now, there's not a lot of people such as my favorite, Minister White. We all know about her.
Stop the cap. All right, where's the? Let's go to the administrator. All right, I want to see who Blue Island chooses.
Steve.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Next up, we have item F on there is the approval of hiring of our of new village administrator, Bill Manasopoulos. Hi, Bill. Does everybody say hi?
Hi, Bill.
So I will ask, he will be available to meet and greet everybody at the closing of this agenda, assuming approved. That would be kind of awkward if he's not, but okay. Assuming approved, he's available for to meet and greet with everybody after this meeting is concluded. So is there a motion?
I'll motion.
Okay.
Second.
All right, the motion, Trustee Norwood, second, Trustee Tammy Brown. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll ask Clerk Key for a roll call, please.
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Trustee Steve.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Motion passed.
All right, can we give a warm
Okay, so this is the thing. How much did it cost for Bill to come from St. John here to Dalton? They're approving him, and then this is the seriousness of it that makes me kind of, I hate I'm like this, so y'all forgive me. I always try not to be harsh. But what was funny about that? He was like, approve the, and y'all again tell me, go ahead and be like, Berg, you too deep into it. But he's like, hey, we need to approve the hiring of this person. And then he's like, but he'll be available for a meet and greet before they even vote. What if somebody wanted to look into his resume a little more, see how St. John, Indiana finances were when he was there managing, things of that nature? What if somebody had questions on the board? And he's like, oh, it'll be counter, whatever, if it's not approved. I just think playtime should be over. Playtime should be over.
timeline for an audit probably would be about 3 months, and that would add a transparent, but we weekly have meetings to get awkward if he's not, but okay. Assuming approved, he's available for to meet.
What does
Hi, Bill.
village manager do?
Does everybody say hi?
Hi, Bill.
Everybody like, hey, Bill.
So
what does he do? So does that mean that the village
is always
administrator
available
is
for
gone
those
and
who
the
would
village
seek
administrative
additional
assistant is gone?
clarification, because we want to make sure we are overly
What's like-
transparent, but we weekly have meetings to get us toward the end that we need to be. So that's the discussion. I don't know if any board member has comments on the status of our annual audit for FY23 or any audits. Okay. Next up, we have item F on there is the approval of hiring of our of new village administrator, Bill Manasopoulos. Hi, Bill. Does everybody say hi?
Hi, Bill.
So I will ask, he will be available to meet and greet everybody at the closing of this agenda, assuming approved. That would be kind of awkward if he's not, but okay. Assuming approved, he's available for to meet and greet with everybody after this meeting is concluded. So is there a motion?
I'll motion.
Okay.
Second.
All right, the motion, Trustee Norwood, second, Trustee Tammy Brown. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll ask Clerk Key for a roll call, please.
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
So, hey, B Stan, I think that maybe what I said is misunderstood. So B Stan says in reality, community opinion doesn't matter. They already made their decisions behind closed doors, but they're not supposed to. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying as a community person anything. I'm not saying they're supposed to have a vote. Okay, according to the Open Meetings Act, they're supposed to vote in the open meeting, not that they all gonna say aye right now. What if somebody has a question on the board? That's all I'm saying. Not if Berg got a question in the audience or Choose or anybody else, but what if somebody on the board just said, "Hey, you know what? I looked into this and I just have a question about this before I vote." But I get what you're saying. Yeah, the decision was made behind closed doors, 1000%. Hey, Gardens, you said you tell me yes. I got catch up. I gotta catch up. And then what? To be overly transparent, what does a village manager do? Now, I've like I said, I've worked for the village. I've seen chief of staffs. I saw administrator to the mayor. I saw village administrator. So what does the village manager do? So if he's handling the day to day, what did our village administrator who took over Keith Freeman spot cost? I mean not cost. I'm sorry. What does he do? Is he still there? I just have questions. But getting questions answered gets you retaliated against immediately. And that's why to a lot of people don't show up to the board meetings because that's a logical question. And also, we're $40 million in the hole now. 100. Let's say Bill is definitely getting six figures plus, 1000%. In my opinion, I have to say allegedly, but that's a drop in the bucket. But how can we keep on hiring people and we have all these lawsuits to finish? Like, wouldn't it be like right now you have to get the hard work done? Maybe somebody might need to be full time. Maybe you might have to spend a little more hours in the community to do a little more because we don't have money. And I forgot what part, but what was sponsored by Pablo's? Y'all gotta let me know. That cracked me up. Cracks me out. Tracy time. I've never been in my chat where people with choosers begging to be timed out herself. Where Ahmad is being timed out. I don't know. I just think it's like playtime's over. I know we want to seem like we're the friendly, fun, giggly administration, but come on now, we 40 some $million down on one case. Like, come on. Come on. Choose, you ain't do nothing wrong. Okay. So that was my questions about that. Andrew was missing from this meeting. His time almost up. Look, somebody is in there saying run his background. Somebody in there. Somebody in the background. Run his background. I don't know. I just try to stay out the way because this is just, you guys have to make the decision for you. Oh, I like that shirt. That looks cute. Okay. So I think I'm gonna end it here. Oh no, we're gonna tell y'all about Nancy Guthrie. So before I go, so Nancy, Nancy is the lady that was Savannah Guthrie's mom that's missing out of Tucson, Arizona. Y'all, I'm gonna come back with another video because we gotta do a whole separate video on Nancy. Y'all, why they tell the people they told the media to go home. They told the media to go home and they opened up the house back to, like I have to say, allegedly to Nancy family. It's officially 30 days and did not tell y'all in 30 days, it's going to go cold and they're going to probably, I hate to be like this. I do wish that she's found healthy and happy and all of that stuff, but they're probably going to declare her deceased. Now, that always brings me back to the family, allegedly, because the way they just said, hey, we're closing up the streets. The sheriffs kicked out everybody off Nancy Block. They said no parking here. They don't want y'all here no more. They want the community to heal. The community is sick of seeing these cars and media parked around their neighborhood. So get out. And now that we're talking about politics sometime, I'm wondering, like, is someone after Savannah? Is someone after the sheriff? Because the sheriff definitely is not getting voted in after this, the way he fumbled this case. And now they're about to do a candlelight vigil. And I'm like, wait a minute. Now, unfortunately, I had to go to a candlelight vigil, but don't we start that at the beginning? I was with this other TikToker and we were talking about it like, don't you start the candlelight vigil in the beginning? Like, the way they handled Nancy case is so weird that I think they know what happened to her in the beginning. I just think they know what happened to her in the beginning. So basically, they told the media go home. They don't want them sniffing around there no more. Like this one guy, he wanted to look in some of the manholes, and they told him he would go to jail because it's illegal to go into the manholes or something like that. And it's this theory: did somebody take Nancy across the border, or could she be right there in the house, like right there, like under everyone's noses? I don't know. I don't know. Hey, Conscious. Who else I'm missing? Hello, everybody. Yep, nobody care about Nancy. I mean, they told everybody to go home. Even Harvey from TMZ, he stopped covering it. Like, they just want everyone to go home, and that's it. Oh, and before I go, speaking of going home, because y'all know we cover everybody over here. I want to talk about this before I go. Don't know if y'all heard about this, but just in case. Okay, so it's a young man named Elijah. He was dropped off at O'Hare Airport and he lives in France. But he's black, right? He's black. So I just wanted to say that because like sometimes our community, you could blend in, you know what I mean? So South side, north side, west side, you could blend in. So Elijah, I don't know if he's French or if he was going to school in France or if he lived in France all the way, but let's look. And yes, black people live in France. I'm not saying that, but he was in Chicago. And I'm like, he could blend in amongst us if he don't have like a crazy accent and stuff like that, like a really French accent, which is so cute. So his dad's looking for him. So let's listen to the story together in case anyone sees him, because the scary thing about O'Hare, you know what's over there? The mall outlets. It's not far from where Kanika Jenkins went missing. It's a lot to do over there by O'Hare, so he could be missing anywhere. So I wanted to make sure I talked about him on my channel.
Elijah Horde was dropped off here at O'Hare Airport by his father on Friday, but he has been missing ever since. Chicago police continuing to look for him, as his father says he never got on that flight. The search continues tonight for a 23-year-old man who has gone missing after visiting his father in Chicago. Elijah Horde spent 10 days in the city, and this photo with his father was the last time he was seen on Friday, as he was set to take off for France from O'Hare Airport.
To my knowledge, he was going to just, register his ticket and get on the flight. But for whatever reason, he never took the flight. His bags wasn't registered and he didn't check in. So what we're thinking is he could possibly be floating around the airport or something like that. But again, that's like the last we've seen of him.
Horde says his son suffers from mental illness and was reluctant to return home to France after spending time here in Chicago.
Everything seemed pretty normal, like those first 8 days. But like I said, the last 2 days, his whole mood had swung, and he was really adamant about not going back home, and he didn't want to get on the plane.
Chicago police have officially reported him missing and are now looking into surveillance cameras around O'Hare Airport. The father says Elijah's phone has been off since Friday evening, and he doesn't have much money to be on his own for more than a few days. The family now hoping anyone around the airport may help find his son.
Obviously, when you have a missing child and stuff, this is unsettling, but I'm not the type of guy that's going to be nervous or overreact in the beginning, you know what I'm saying, until we have more information.
Now, the family says Horde was last seen in a brown hoodie. He's about 6'5", 220 pounds, and wearing cream shoes. Anyone who may see him is...
Good Lord, 6'5"? Dang. Okay, we got to break this down. And I'm not a mental health advocate or anything like that. Just break. Someone seeing a black young kid, 6'5", 220 pounds, with possible mental issues, they're going to avoid him at all costs. So that was the description. So I guess if you see something, say something is the best thing I could say, because they're going to avoid him. Like, that's just how it is. Like, and especially if he gets like to a neighborhood like I live in, we'll usually just cross the street and look the other way, and he needs help. So there you have it. Just wanted to share that. So Elijah Horde, he's missing right now, but goodness, 6'5", 220 pounds. And he could have been, his dad looks really young, and his dad looks like he was like responsible enough to let his son just catch the plane. And where would he go? The airport should have plenty of cameras, right? I always watch those body cam videos where people like steal sunglasses and stuff out the airport, and they be having them all the way down to the bathroom and stuff. So these stories always get me when it's like all of a sudden now they can't find nothing on nobody. But anyway, yeah, poor Elijah. So he's missing, and he's far away from home. So yeah, look out for that. And I think that's all I want to talk about today. Just a little chit chat in the afternoon. We under an hour, so I'm gonna get back to work. You guys, don't forget to vote if that's your thing to do. Don't forget to go out there and vote. And your vote is your privacy. It's for you. You don't have to tell nobody what you're gonna do and what you're not gonna do. You do what's best for you, your family, and your community. Okay. Take care of yourself and each other, and I'll see you soon. Bye.